Hey guys, it's Zoe, and today we are going to talk about creepy, mysterious, paranormal places in Alabama. The first one we are going to talk about is the Tutwiler Hotel. The Tutwiler Hotel was opened in 1914 with a major investment from Major Tutwiler. Guests and staff have all got lots of ghost stories to tell there. The most notable is from a bartender at the hotel that used to work there. He had so many paranormal experiences there that all happened in 1995. The lights in the bar were left on for a week after closing time, and the boss would get so angry with him, especially because he was new and he didn't seem to be following the guidelines. So he would always turn off the lights at closing time, but they would constantly turn back on again by themselves. So after turning the lights off 4 times, he finally left to go home. That must have been so frustrating. That night the boss called again and asked why the lights were on, and he tried to explain to the man that it's not his fault, that they keep turning on by themselves, but obviously he wouldn't believe him. This happened for 5 nights in a row, and on the 6th night he called him and he told him to come to work immediately. When he got there, there was a complete multi-course meal with candles and a bottle of wine. Many people believe that it was the ghost of Tutwiler, which the hotel was named after. So in order to stop him from making a mess again, he would call Tutwiler and tell him to not make a mess. And ever since they've been doing that, nothing paranormal has happened. In the hotel, there is also a ghost called the Knocker. He knocks on people's doors in the middle of the night, and then when they go to answer it, there is no one out there. They say that he is a male ghost because he wakes women up in the middle of the night. I'm not sure how that makes him a male, but it is really creepy to wake up in the middle of the night and just hear. Yeah, pretty creepy. The next place we are going to talk about is Bear Creek Swamp in Prattville. Now this place has a lot of creepy stories to tell. There have been sightings of phantom cars, orbs flying around, even a 4-foot-tall apparition that appears in front of cars all of a sudden. People try their best not to pass the swamp after dark. Bear Creek Swamp is also said to be haunted by a ghost of a mother in search of her lost child. There's also an urban legend that says, if you go to the swamp and say, "We have your baby," 3 times, she will come and attack you. And what's even weirder than all of these things is that 21 porcelain dolls were found mounted on the top of stakes in the middle of the swamp. That was back in 2014, and to this day, nobody knows how they got there. The next place we're going to talk about is the Sloss Furnaces. Now this is located in Birmingham, Alabama. Between the years of 1882 and 1971, Sloss Furnaces and its employees were turning coal and ore into steel. It also has the reputation of being the most haunted location in Alabama and is listed as the top 100 places in the world for paranormal activity. Workers continuously complain about an unnatural presence in the work site. Some even complain about being pushed from behind or being told by a mysterious voice to get back to work. 3 supervisors were even found unconscious and locked in a small boiler room. When they were finally let out, they all had the same story about a mysterious burned man that told them to push more steel and then locked them away. Some say it's their mysterious boss that just disappeared one day. But today the furnaces are a historic monument and they give daytime and nighttime tours there. The next place is the Redmond Hotel in Birmingham, Alabama. This is Birmingham's oldest and historic hotel. It also has a really haunted past. People have claimed to see the ghost of a woman in white on the 9th floor of the hotel. Even the ghost of a former owner named Clifford Stiles is said to walk the halls. People have even seen a small ghost dog wandering around. But the most famous ghost in the hotel is a famous singer named Hank Williams, who has been seen in the room he stayed in just before his death. It is rumored to have been Suite 301, but if you ask employees there, they won't tell you for sure. Strange occurrences like the opening of doors, moving of furniture or baggage have been reported by guests. The next place is the Drish House. The Drish House has officially been named the most haunted place in Alabama. It was built in 1937 by Dr. John Ardrish over a 450-acre plantation. But unfortunately, Dr. Drish, who loved gambling and drinking, passed away in 1867 from falling down a stairwell while drunk. His wife Sarah suddenly became obsessed with planning his funeral, so much so that it became this huge event, and she even kept the candles from his funeral in hopes that they would be used at her own funeral. When she passed away in 1884, her family searched the whole house for her candles, but they couldn't find them, and this is said to have angered her so much that she had come back to haunt the house. People say that she was the one that caused a fire in the third-story tower by lighting her candles. And sometimes it even looks like there's a fire through the window of the third story, but when firemen arrived, there's nothing there. For so many years, the Drish House was empty, but in 2015, it was remade and by 2016, the new owner had restored the estate as a historical cultural place of interest. So now you can rent out the place for an event, a party, or even a wedding. The next place we are going to talk about is the Bryce Hospital. Bryce Hospital was a former insane asylum and had a reputation of treating its patients horribly, and unfortunately, that was very common in insane asylums. It was built in the 1850s and opened in 1861. Visitors claim to feel hot and cold spots, see items move around, and hear ghostly footsteps and sounds. Some have even seen a tail of a doctor's coat going through the hallways. There have been screams, doors opening and closing, scuffling of feet, the usual ghost stuff. There was this girl named Ava Moody that went to the hospital with some of her friends, and this is what she had to say. It is by far the creepiest place I have ever been, and I have been to many scary places. We would turn off the lights from time to time and see if anything would happen. One time, I saw something move. At the same time, my friend heard a noise. We then saw a fresh footprint on the floor, and when we turned the lights back off, we both thought we saw a small child running towards us. We turned the lights back on and didn't see anything. The next place on the list is the Gaines Ridge Dinner Club. It has been named the most haunted restaurant in Alabama. It is also well known for its family of ghosts. Several guests have reported hearing screaming, the smell of pipe smoke. They've seen a floating woman in the windows. They've heard the cries of babies and an apparition in the mirrors of a tall bearded man in black. The last place we're going to talk about is a Sweetwater Mansion. There are a lot of paranormal stories that take place in this mansion. Countless apparitions have been seen in the grounds. There is a story of a caretaker that claimed to have seen a casket with the body of a soldier lying in one of the downstairs rooms, and it disappeared when she went to tell someone about it. There is also a room that locks women inside. One of the mansion's caretakers, named Amay Luddy Regan, was so terrified of her experience being locked in there one time that she would only go in 2 rooms in the mansion and refused to go anywhere else. The house also has a mysterious room which is called the Secret Room. It has no door and can only be accessed by a small interior window. No one knows what the purpose of this room is. I mean, what's the point of a room that you can't easily access? Investigators have also captured numerous photographs documenting the strange anomalies. There have also been a lot of paranormal shows that have gone to investigate there, and they caught a lot of stuff on camera. One time, a ceiling tile threw itself across the room, or the ghost threw it across the room. Sweet home Alabama. And like I say at the end of every single video, thank you so much for watching. Go subscribe to my friend Thomas's channel. His YouTube channel's name is Tom Q. And let me know what else you want to see on this channel. And thank you so much for watching. Bye guys!